This fall, nearly 24 members of a neo-Nazi organization marched through Lewiston, and with them, a national extremist influencer who is now living in Maine. Good evening, I'm Pat Callahan.
And I'm Amanda Hill. That neo-Nazi group calls itself NSC 131, and it has made itself known not only in Maine, but in New Hampshire and in Boston. The Anti-Defamation League labels them as a group fighting against the extinction of the white race.
News Center Maine's Jack Molman is here now with more on the group and the influencer who now calls Maine home. Jack?
Pat and Amanda, his name is Christopher Pohlhaus. He is a Marine Corps veteran and has a significant following on encrypted social media messaging apps like Telegram. And through Vice News, we're learning that Pohlhaus is not only living here in Maine, but his goal is to turn Maine into a white ethno-state. I spoke with Vice News and with community leaders in Lewiston to find out what happens next.
You know why I would hide behind a mask? Because I knew what I was doing is shameful.
This was the scene at Kennedy Park in Lewiston this October, where National Social Club 131 marched and held signs targeting Somalian people who live there, leaving an impression and questions in the community.
It's very concerning to see this display of hatred.
But this wasn't the first time this group has turned out. They protested a drag show last year in Portsmouth. And according to Vice News extremism reporter Ben McCoo,
they're trying to intimidate people who stand for a fair and just and equal society where everyone is welcome. And I think that that's something that they want to prevent. It's intimidating the LGBTQ community, the people of color of Maine and of New England. And as far as I know, the group, it's an underground network that's active.
McCoo traveled to Maine this year after finding out neo-Nazi and national extremist influencer Christopher Pohlhaus had moved there, with his mission to turn Maine into a white ethno-state.
So they thought, oh, this would be the perfect location to, prepare for anything that could potentially happen in terms of the end of the Republic, or also just a place that they could be among only white people.
Here, Vice News speaks with Pohlhaus, who is a Marine Corps veteran.
It's not about knowing people, understanding them, having empathy for them. It's literally power. Where does the Aryan get to cash out? We spilled a lot of it, dude. For 100 years, man, a whole lot, dude.
Pohlhaus is living in Maine, as Vice News identified him attending that march in Lewiston by NSC 131, showing that a national influencer in the Nazi extremism space is working with a local neo-Nazi group in Maine.
Even that many men showing up and doing that, it's my experience on this beat that that's never good, and I think that people in Maine and New England should take notice, and I think that I would hope that there would be some resistance, and I think there has been.
We came from war-torn background. We have a second chance in life. That's what's important to us.
It does not deter those leaders in the refugee space, like Fatuma Hussein. She said in the weeks following the showing of NSC 131, the FBI showed up at her local mosque, telling members that they were safe.
They don't know who we are, and they can't instill fear in us.
Adding that although Maine is one of the whitest states, Pohlhaus's dreams of creating a white ethno-state are far off the mark.
We're not going anywhere, so better get used to that.
A few weeks after NSC 131 showed up in Lewiston, city councilors there condemned it. I did speak with the mayor of Lewiston today, and instead of doing a candid interview with us, he only wanted to give a statement. We wanted to ask him about how he feels about Pohlhaus's presence and whether he thinks the group will show up again, but he did not answer.